Okay, so we have this virtual environment set up. We also installed the flask package. Now we're going to start the first example of having a simple web page on a virtual server, right? So I have put it in this README document, which is starting from this part, right? So we're going to follow the steps. The first is that under this Python, again, because I initiated that again, so I should go to this Python folder. Remember, you have to go to this Python folder. And then I'm gonna unrestrict the policy so that I can run the PowerShell script here. Okay, so okay, and then after that I can run the PowerShell script called activate under this. All right, so now I'm in this virtual environment. Then I can use the flask lines. Okay, so I'm gonna start with making a new application. So because it is in a Python, it is Edge. So how about like let me first make a dir and call it py apps. So basically, that one is to say that in the future, all of these py apps, I'm gonna put it there. How about that? Okay. Oh yeah, I changed my mind. I think it is better to be more specific, and let's say this is py flask apps. Okay, so this one is going to say that in the future, all of these py flask apps, I'm going to put it there. All right. Okay, so then I'm going to go to this py flask apps. All right, and then I'm going to make another directory, and this time is for the example. I'm going to make it as example 1. All right, so then in this py flask app, and I'm gonna go to cd example 01. Then I'm gonna initiate a Python file. So let's just call that first try.py. All right. So in this folder, and the first thing is I have all of these scripts here. I'm just going to copy it here and make some modification. All right. So the first is that we're going to import this flask member from the package. Okay. So that one actually contains a bunch of things. So I'm going to call that app flask, which is a set of applications from this flask member, right? So then I'm going to assign that for this one. I'm going to decorate that by saying that you're going to point to the route, which is a virtual page, which is this is the address under the root, So it is called a route because it's basically it's like going to a website or a page, but because it is not a real page, it's a virtual page, and it is called a route. Because that's why it is called a route. All right. So and the next is that I'm gonna run a module, a Python module, which is called whatever the name is. I can change the name to like run a Python module. Okay, so basically this Python module is to render the following HTML things into the home page that I'm gonna visit. Okay, on this virtual page, and that's it. All right. So now going back to the terminal, so I have to let the Flex know where to find this first try.py. Okay, so be careful here. It is sensitive to the current folder. So if I'm inside this current folder, that will be easier. I just have to say, well, let's just go to this and yeah. So basically, this is the line to tell where to find this this file. But because I'm already in this example one, so I can just say like this, okay, and then start it. So that should work. However, this is not a good practice. It's better that that you go back to the Python's folder, because I so most of the time I'm going to start from the Python folder from there, right? So in that case, so when I have this environment setting, I should be more specific by adding the folders since the current folder. So the first try.py is under this folder called py. It's called py flask apps. Okay. So underneath there is a folder called example1, and there is a first try.py. So that should be the environment. Okay. So with this, then I can get it start. So I just say run the Flask app. Okay. So now when I hit the button, it's gonna set up a virtual server, and it's gonna visit this. It's gonna run this first trial, Python, and let's just say, and it says no. Oh yeah, I didn't say the port. So why I didn't say the port? Yeah, so so it should be like this. Okay, so now it is on this. So let's go to this page. Yeah, so now I'm visiting this page, which is the local host, or this one part here, whatever this is, the IP address with this port. But I cannot find any page because in this py we have specified that we want to visit this virtual page. So we will have to say that please go to this virtual page. Okay, so now you will see that it is there. So this is a simple example to illustrate the meaning behind these lines and the settings that we should go through. But the real examples will be more complicated than this. I'm just gonna use this to illustrate a very simple example. But actually, inside everything can be split up. All right. So imagine that you have a lot of functions to run. You have a lot of pages to visit, a lot of pages to set. Well, it is not so. It would be very clumsy if you put all the things in this one Python script file, right? So it is for that purpose that in the following examples we're going to split up most of the things. You know, we're going to put that into separate PI files, so run that one by one as the modules. All right. So and for this like a customized like this environment setting, like the path to this file, we can also put that into an environment file, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So before I go, I just want to highlight that you probably noticed that once I start running this this virtual server, there is a cache folder established here, and it will still stay there. However, you can see nothing because it is encrypted, so you cannot see anything inside. But this one actually saves, for example, the app flags. So it's going to be saved there. So whatever you decorate that, for example, you assign values for this route, it will be saved there. So this will be specific, and it will appear for each project. When you launch it, it's going to stay there.